So my name is Michael Corcelli. For those of you that don't know me, I'm the chairman and founder of FLAIA. I appreciate all the sponsors and members that helped make this event today possible. My presentation today is on digital solutions in the midst of a physical storm to accelerate and enhance buy-side due diligence. And going back to how we built out this platform and when, and a little bit of the backstory. FLAIA has been around for 13 years. We started in 2007. We basically have done over 200 traditional conferences, and we noticed how difficult it was to get people to attend these conferences that we put a lot of work into. And we asked ourselves, how can we add value? And one of the conclusions we came to was by making it easier for people to attend and to provide people with the actual solutions that enable them to stay at home, not have to leave their responsibilities at home with regards to their families, and not have to jump on a plane to go and do due diligence and to find interesting investment opportunities. And what came out of that is a digital solution that, even though we had no idea what was going to happen, over the last 4 or 5 months, but we're really feeling the impact of it today with the virus and disease and people not being able to travel. It ends up being the same solution. It's to allow people to do inspection without having to leave their family, leave their work responsibilities. So we created this platform with that in mind, to help investment professionals with the rigors of having a busy life, but being interested in learning more about investment products and not having to jump on a plane and disrupt their actual jobs. So the platform that we built, it has investor preferences built into it, and we take the high points of specific deals, and we use this to make a market for alternative investors between the GPs and LPs, between the investors and the operating businesses, in hedge funds and private equity and venture capital. And our mission and vision we adopted last year, sometime in the middle of last year, and started to really roll it out, is to be the world's leading marketplace for alternative investments and alternative investment due diligence and education. So a little bit about my background. I started working for UBS over 20 years ago as a private wealth manager out of college. And as you can tell, I'm not from Florida. I'm from Rhode Island. I came here over 25 years ago to go to University of Miami. I wanted to work on Wall Street, but I didn't want to deal with the cold. So I stayed in Florida. I went to work at UBS as a private wealth manager in 2006. I built a global macroeconomic hedge fund on the investment idea of a global, banking and real estate crisis. I launched a macroeconomic hedge fund in 2006. We started the Florida Alternative Investment Association in 2007. And in 2019, we looked at where our members came from, and we found that they were in 13 countries, a lot of states throughout the U.S., and we decided to change the name to FLAIA, FLAIA, which is what most people who know us call us by. And we launched this open access platform that provides the LPs and GPs with a digital data room with a traditional fintech marketing and public relations system built into both a digital and traditional marketing approach. And we are set up as a 501c6 nonprofit. This is a little bit of data on who attended today, the breakdown of the actual audience. And as you can see, it's a very diverse group. We have some private equity funds, we have family offices, there's sovereign wealth funds, there's hedge funds, venture capital funds, there's high net worth investors, RIAs. There's a good breakdown of people here. This is the typical size of investment that the people who registered to attend actually make. You can see we have a good spectrum. Over 8.6% of the investors on the call today make investments over $50 million. But there's over 50% that make investments below $5 million. And there's a very good chunk that are in that 5 million plus range. So it's a very well balanced group between sophisticated, accredited, high net worth investors and institutions, family offices that write checks of $5 million or more. And then the breakdown is across the spectrum. You see a lot of people, like to invest in real estate, and you see that, there's a good split between equity and debt. There's direct investors into funds, there's co-investors. You have the spectrum of, and by the way, this is all from the answers to your registrations. The sectors that people want to invest in, or they do invest in, it's a very diverse group. Again, real estate is showing up here again. So we covered this a little earlier in the presentation. We talked about where the members are located, and it's a very diverse group. Our members have over $1 trillion of discretionary assets under management, and roughly 1/3 of them are fund managers. Roughly half are family offices, both single and multiple family offices, endowments, foundations, pension funds, pension fund consultants, fund of funds, and more. We've done a lot of email marketing over the years because email marketing is an effective strategy to get messages out to investors, and it's been effective enough to help us raise over $1 billion through our platform that we have. We've done over 800 unique email marketing campaigns, and it's a very powerful approach. We work with our members. Our members have literally from $5 million to over $100 billion of discretionary assets that they deploy. The webcasts that we do are all recorded. They're put into the marketplace. The marketplace is where investors can come in, start to do the due diligence process, and really drill down and learn more about various investment strategies. We've done a lot of work on rolling out this digital marketplace. It has a great deal of information on each of the funds. There's more and more investors that join our marketplace on a daily basis and provide, they basically provide all the investor suitability, all the AML, KYC information, and all that stuff is verified, OFAC with Interpol. It's a very comprehensive back-end platform that we have. So we use the webcast to connect our fund manager members with the investor members, and to provide them with like a digital platform so that they can look into and do due diligence. We've automated, for instance, the NDA process. So if a fund is, you know, they want to share certain information, but it's private information, they can do so. It's just they need an NDA signed. So we take something like an NDA, we digitize it, we program it into DocuSign. This allows an investor to request access to, you know, more deep dive type information, to digitally sign the NDA, and the general partner of the fund or the investment opportunity to come in and to countersign that NDA. Everything has an audit, and there will, you know, the document will actually go out and be sent to both the interested investor as well as the general partner whose NDA it belongs to. And then with the push of a button, there's access to additional parts of information. The marketplace is fully customizable. You can use it to show interest in a certain fund, or you can use it to, throughout the investment process, to sign NDAs, to request additional information, to drill down deeper into, you know, the offering materials, whether it's through a PPM or it's through, you know, some sort of limited partnership interest that has a subscription agreement attached to it. Which brings me to another interesting point, is the offering process. There has to be some legal agreements. Again, those legal agreements can be digitized. That's one of the things that we're helping and we're working with our members to do, is to digitize the subscription process. So we have some institutions that have relied on us for, you know, to help them to take a prospectus, a private placement memorandum, and turn it into a digital document, and then pull the information that we collect on our marketplace into program the subscription documents. And then inside of DocuSign, the countersigning and signing process, it's all fully automated. It's a very interesting process, and given my background in wealth management and having to open up a lot of accounts and seeing a lot of different types of accounts, everything from you know, the simple stuff where it's an individual through trust accounts, and then you know, having large amounts and quantities of paperwork, having these documents filled out the right way the first time is extremely important. So you have to, in order to do this, you have to understand the importance of the accuracy. You have to understand the technologies, its capabilities, and how to program it. And then you have to have the information inside of a database that you can simply use to load the documents and make the signing process right, and not only right, but accurate the first time you go through it. So then starting my own hedge fund and you know, understanding these legal documents and working with the attorneys for the last let's say 14 years, I've been able to learn these documents from a GP perspective. So we're doing some consulting through FLAIA today to help institutional members to automate this actual process, and to automate it either through their own platform or do it through our actual marketplace. I went through a lot of this stuff already, but the whole idea, the whole crux to this is to make a marketplace. And in order to make a marketplace, you have to know both sides of the market and bring both sides of the market together in an efficient and effective way. And that's the beauty of our platform. That's the reason that we have been working so hard to roll out the solution, and why the solution is so effective today is it gives the fund manager the ability to tell his story globally through a webcast. And it gives the investor the ability to listen and see if they have any interest in that investment opportunity without having to leave his or her family, without having to leave their work. And it's, at the end of the day, a way to save, it's a way to save the alternative investment community, with both investors as well as fund managers, a significant amount of time, a significant amount of effort to go through the inspection process. And, you know, me, my board, our team are looking to continue to expand the solutions and services to allow this market that is pretty inefficient to function more efficiently. And that's what we have been investing a lot of our time and our money and trying to create for you. And just some results. By the way, today's event had close to 1,000 people on it throughout the day. You know, people would come in and come out depending on their interest and depending on the actual session. And we are very proud of that we're able to provide you with this type of a solution in the midst of traditional conferences having to be canceled. By the way, this is a 3-year-old conference that has been done twice a year in Hollywood, Florida, in March, and in July in New York City. So this is something that we are going to expand on. We're going to roll it out. We're going to allow the people that are on the front lines of their respective niches to tell the story of how what they're going through and what they're thinking about when it comes to mitigating the risk that they have in their current portfolios. And as they're able to work through a lot of the situations and circumstances that are surrounding their own current investment portfolios, they'll start to talk about how they're going to get additional opportunities. So we made the decision over the last couple of days to do this particular conference on real estate, direct lending and private debt, you know, in April, in May, and June, and then hopefully we can do it in person again in New York in July. I mean, I don't have a crystal ball, but that's what our goal is. Our goal is to, you know, bring the series back to New York City in July, and for it to be business as usual. But the story today, it continues to unfold, and the prescriptions, the fixes that are going to have to be put in place for us to get the economy working again, it's not crystal clear yet today. And every day there'll be a little bit more incremental understanding of how it's going to eventually work out. But at FLAIA, what our goal is to get you, the guys that are on the front lines, working these situations out, helping people to get back to work, helping people to get current on their obligations. We're going to bring them to speak to the investor community and to speak about how they're thinking about it, what they're seeing, how they're doing it. And this is only a portion of the mission and vision. So learning about the strategies is one part, learning about how people are thinking about certain aspects of mitigating the risk. Risk is an additional part. And as you can tell with all the various panels and presentations that we've had throughout the day today, there's been a very diverse group of panelists, of keynote presentations. Everybody that spoke today spoke with honesty, straightforwardness, want to be helpful. I want to tell you what I'm seeing, how I'm thinking about things. And that makes me extremely happy to be part of this community. We brought you very credible voices in the alternative investment community. We, put each person through from the investment and investor side a rigorous due diligence process to be part of what it is that we're doing. One of my mentors taught me, hey, Mike, there's always going to be mistakes. Mistakes are always going to happen, but we want them to be mistakes made by honest people, and we want them to be honest mistakes. So that's why I believe this group of people that came forth today, who I personally know, who are a part of our group, we're going to figure out, like somebody said, how to get through this together. And this is going to be a conversation that evolves, and it's going to evolve through our digital platform. As we were speaking today, the area that we're in was just put on, mandatory lockdown starting Tuesday of next week. So only essential workers will be able to leave. And I know we're behind a lot of the rest of the country, and a lot of people tuning in from New York tri-state area today. So we definitely, will continue to focus on this. And the events that we produce are, second to none. So here is a picture from the traditional side of our platform, where we're able to bring together participants from all over the world. We found a lot of people are tuning in to the digital stuff, and they're showing up at one of the 200 plus conferences that we have put together, and they'll continue. This trend will continue to evolve. So with that said, I know it's a little bit early, but I wanted to bring my first board member onto the call, and his name is Rainford Knight. this whole concept started with him at FLAIA in Boca Raton, Florida. And after I was done discussing this vision with him, he said to me, "What do you need me to do?" So he's going to go into the concluding remarks. We're finishing a little early today. But I wanted to, again, thank our sponsors for this event, Millennium Trust and Prequin. Thank all the speakers that spoke, the panelists, the moderators, their companies. And I want to thank the audience and also encourage any comments, any suggestions that you have. Please send them to me, send them to the team. You know, we want to get better at this. So we're going to do a survey. We're going to send out a survey to all the attendees. If you don't mind taking some time and giving us feedback so that we can improve upon what it is that we've done, I appreciate that. And with that, I'm going to turn this over to Dr. Rainford Knight.
Thank you, Michael. Good afternoon, everyone. I would just like to echo in these closing remarks what Michael has said in terms of we're all in this together. These are certainly challenging times. I certainly hope that everyone enjoyed the first FLAIA 100% virtual digital real estate direct lending and private debt forum. We're going to get better at this. We will very much appreciate your feedback. And we hope going forward, as we refine our approach, that we will be helpful to our members and to our new members as you realize the value proposition that FLAIA offers. Thank you to our panelists once again. Michael mentioned that, and certainly the sponsors. Without their commitment, this forum would not be possible. If you reach out to us with your suggestions and ideas, we'll try to incorporate those suggestions and ideas into our forums going forward. Once again, thank you. I know these are certainly challenging times. FLAIA is here. However we may be of help to you, please reach out to us. Have a good day, and thank you once again.
Okay, that concludes our time together today. If you haven't registered for our next one on April 23rd, please do so. And, you know, we look forward to hosting everybody on April 23rd. Again, thank you for your time.